and welcome back to the Irish Hunting Podcast, the number one place for your hunting, fishing and country sports stories from around the world. Stick on the kettle, crack open a beer, pull up the feet, relax and enjoy. Hello and welcome back to episode 120 of the Irish Hunting Podcast. Dicks, sticks and shooting clays. This week we have a bit of a rant on some of our most avid followers, and we try and focus on the positives within our community. We take a trip down to Lakeland Shooting Centre, where Rob puts a deposit on a new night vision scope, and Anto gets a new toy. We also have a pop at a few clays. Enjoy this one, folks. This episode of the podcast was brought to you by Game Cooling Ireland. For all your game cooling and game prep needs, visit gamecooling.ie. And we are back. Roberto, how are you, man?
All good, buddy. How are you keeping?
I'm good. You're just off duty?
Just off duty. Heading to Lakelands.
Yeah, we're going down to check on my rifle. We're going down to shoot a few clays. And what else are we going to do?
I have to give back a knife set that we got on review, which I've had for about 2 months. So I apologise, Lakelands. Here's a pheasant, is it? No, it's a bird of prey. And I'm looking at a night vision scope.
That's correct. Excited about this. And this is one of the ones we got to use over the UK.
Yeah.
We're shooting foxes.
Yeah, and I actually really liked it.
Yeah. If you can use it.
What?
Just saying, if you can use it, anyone can use it.
It's foolproof.
No, it is. Lovely piece of kit. So I actually looked through this that particular night, so you got to actually use it and the functionality and so on. You'd know a little bit more about it than me, but looking forward to having a little peep at this one.
I'm looking forward to a couple of things on it that I didn't realise when I was using it. Obviously the magnification, it's 24 magnification. Brilliant. Twist of a dial, that's all perfect. Has a laser range finder built into it. So in the dark I don't have to pick up my turn. I only have one device. On top of that, it has a ballistic calculator built into it.
Yes.
So once I laser rangefinder, it gives me an X of a holdover to hold.
Brilliant.
Now,
Brilliant.
if I can't hit something with this, I'm giving up foxing.
Yeah. Yeah, if she's not... if this doesn't do it, buddy, nothing will. I know it'll be good, because as part of our plan for this year, the upcoming season, all that kind of stuff, is we're going to hit the foxes hard this year in a few of the areas that we've released birds on last year. So
yeah, and I've been guilty of sort of taking a back seat in the predator control, letting you do most of it. I go out the odd time for the crack, but I do see the benefits. Like the numbers this year in the club were very good.
As good as, and it's for people listening that are, because we got a couple of messages about different pens and sending videos of pens and stuff. And I was actually talking to Shawnee Tyrrell actually on Saturday night after the Kildare game. Shawnee was out for a lovely romantic meal, and I was out for a few pints with my dad Valentine's night. But yeah, that's what he was saying. Just he was commenting on how well the club had done this year and what they're trying to do in their club. And I was just saying, like that, it takes 2, 3, 4 years. So you have to start to work now, and you'll see the benefit of that in 2, 3, 4 years' time. So I think we are starting to see reap the rewards, you know. So yeah, that's excited about that. We'll keep you posted on that.
Yeah, and when I get to use it properly and get it, like all these things, I'll do a review, and then I don't get the most of the reviews.
I know.
Yeah, I still have to do one on my scope, actually.
That's exactly. How do you find that scope then?
Yeah, I've talked about it before. It's a really good scope. I like the lockable turret. The clicks are nice and positive. Magnification goes up to 16. It's perfect for the shooting that I'm doing.
Give us a little con. Any cons?
So yeah, the only con is when it rains. Now everyone's going to say, "Oh, sure, what happens? It doesn't. It goes foggy when it rains, and I can't clean it.
Clear it.
I can't clear it off it, even with a microfiber fucking lens cloth.
Yeah.
It doesn't do it.
I'm just going to switch over my mic here. So just 1 second, just onto this side because I'm facing you, and
You're talking the opposite way.
talking the opposite way. So hopefully, people. Now that should be a little bit better. Yeah. So look, that is. I've actually seen that when we're up on the hill.
Yeah, that's the only downside. Now, I'm after using a couple of different cleaning methods that I have to check and see if that's to making any difference. But its last light functionality is top quality.
It is top. That's the thing I noticed. I think we were side by side, and it's a good 15 minutes, dude. Like,
Yeah,
because we were watching, and you were saying to me, "Can you see that?" And I was like, "No, I couldn't." My visibility was shrinking at a rate of knots, and you were still well out.
yeah.
So yeah, probably I'd say 10, 15 minutes, somewhere in that range. It just sucks in the light.
It does. And this is where I'm going with the night vision scope, because that's a day and night scope. And I think that if I like it as much as I think I'm going to like it, I might leave that as my predominant scope, the day and night scope. And then I'm not messing, taking stuff on and off.
Now, you've made a very good point there. So, but before we do that, we're going to have to check the legalities of that, dude, because I think the legalities of using a day-night scope, say for argument's sake on deer, I don't think you can.
Can you not?
Not unless you
Even in the day function?
Yeah, not unless you have a section. I've never.
Well, I have a section anyway.
Yeah,
I just have to get the night vision put on it. But
just again, we're going to have to clarify that because, and that's a very good point. It's something that I mean to ask loads of times because obviously I have the NV for fox shooting, but I've never brought a day shoot. Just again because no need. I have a day scope, but and I have the rails for clicking on and off. What's it called? The inner mounts.
Inner mounts, yeah.
So I can just switch on and off. But so I have no requirement. But I often thought of asking that question, and it's come up a couple of times. We might actually ask the lads down in late class.
See if they know.
Yeah.
Or if anyone wants to send us a message.
Absolutely.
Send us in a message.
Just before you do, because I think there could be something in that. Yeah.
You have to ruin me plans here.
Sorry, man. Look.
Because then I was going to keep the other scope for maybe a second barrel.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I'll see what the legalities are.
The last thing you want to do is get in trouble with the law, man.
That's true.
All right.
As
we're hunters.
Standing community of the hunting caliber.
Absolutely.
Do you like that caliber?
Caliber.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, you have to make sure that everything is done above board. That's imperative, and we would hasten to be part of encouraging anyone to do anything that's incorrect.
Yeah, especially younger people coming in. Like if we can get the answer to that.
Yeah, that
and then we can we can tell all the listeners, and then younger people aren't making a mistake.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
So listen to the right advice. Is that what you're saying?
Listen to the wrong advice. Yeah.
Oh man. Loads of hidden messages here, isn't there?
Yeah.
So we canter on, as the deer says. But yeah. What have you been up to past week?
Not much. I was priming, like putting on the first coats of paint on the new Your Vision, my new room. So, yeah, I was doing that. I didn't know MDF needed its own primer. It's a different type of primer. There you go.
Welcome to my world.
We're also a handyman podcast.
We are.
You want to know? Filling and skimming.
It's come along. There's a little bit of tiling starting to go on there today, and we have to set out
the shape of
the shapes, the paneling, and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, we'll leave that for kind of a surprise stuff. But you've started to collect furniture and everything for this room.
I have, yeah. I got 2 leather Chesterfield armchairs.
You've notions, my man.
I have got notions. No, I got them on done deal.
I know.
All right. So I'm not a big baller.
You got a good deal.
I got an excellent deal. And they're in great nick. So, and then I'm on auction sites picking up like antique stuff for nothing. Someone put me on it. It's fucking great.
Actually, I must put up a picture. My auntie got me a beautiful photo. It's a print of a couple of pheasants. I actually have it up on the death wall there at home. Beautiful. I was delighted with it. I texted her last night to say thanks. She'd left it down with my mum's. Haven't seen her since Christmas. So, yeah, Bernie, thank you very much. Beautiful.
Thank you, Bernie.
I love it. Yeah. Yeah, I love it.
That's actually what I got in the auction site. Was 4 pictures in gilded frames, and they're old pictures of. There's a pheasant, partridge, woodcock, and I think it's a wild turkey. But I didn't realise how big they were, and I brought them into the room, and Laura was saying, "Where are you putting them?" I'm not sure if I have a place for them.
And we have the lights back in the store now. They've landed. So yeah, you haven't seen them. I've seen them.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, they're nice. Yeah,
Are they? Yeah.
You picked them, but
Yeah, no, yeah. But you know when you pick something off a website.
I know. So they've landed. So we're hopefully going to get them up once we've the paneling correct. So what we've done is we've picked out kind of, if people can imagine, those photo picture frame lights.
Yeah, old style.
Yeah.
Brass.
Yeah.
So notions.
I know. They're going to be cool.
No, it's coming together nice.
And we're hoping to record our first podcast from there once we've all sorted.
Yeah, like a video recording.
Yeah. That'd be cool.
Now, Wilson technology is not the best, but we'll give it a go.
Bear with us. All right, it'll probably take us 7 episodes to get it right. But other than that, nothing else going on?
No. We did the podcast with Mick Craven.
Yeah.
That's going down well. It's getting a lot of attention anyway.
That's one way of putting it, dude. We got most of it's positive in terms of what I suppose, in the interest of clarifying our stance, so just in case anybody's unaware and can't read English, all right? Our stance was, originally, we knew nothing about DMUs. So to educate yourself, you have to talk to people who do know, find out about it. We did the podcast with Michael Keegan. Regardless of any personal opinions towards DMUs or the structure of all that kind of thing, I can only say how you find a person. So I don't follow online direction no more than yourself. We tend to meet people because we were not to meet everyone who people thought was that's that fella. He's this, he's that. We're grown men, make up our own decisions. So I found him to be very approachable, a gentleman on the day. Any information we've ever asked in terms of clarifications or questions, he told us off air. Ask me the hard fucking questions, lads.
Yeah. And if I'm being honest, initially when this all kicked off, I was sort of in the camp of, oh no, this is a land grab. Like, before I met them.
100%.
And that's why I reached out. Look, will one of you come on and talk to you? And Mick Keegan said, yeah, I'll come on. I said, no, this isn't going to be a walk in the park. And he answered all the questions. He's been nothing but up front. And he's changed my mind on it, that it's not a land grab. And that's just my personal opinion.
Yeah.
I don't think it is. Now, I could be proved fucking wrong, but I don't think them men will prove me wrong. In my opinion.
I've met, and we'll talk about Mick Craven after this, but in terms of that one, we had other questions. We actually had questions ourselves that we had planned to ask, but we had 25 or 30 questions on that day that we went through that were correlated again from what people sent in. So you're kind of fucked if you do and fucked if you don't. They sent in questions. We asked, I'm pretty sure, man, we asked every question that was sent in. Or a variation.
A variation. Or the question has already been asked between this podcast or the last. But there was a person sent in questions saying, these are all the questions I asked.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. If you've already fucking asked them.
We can't. It would just be, we're just asking the very same questions that you asked. So we did take, again, because some of those questions came up in other people's questions, we did pick 4 or 5 of them, I think, out on the day, if I'm not mistaken. But we couldn't ask just 31 person's questions, and then at 30, we would have been here.
I'd still be there asking questions.
Still be there. And a lot of them were variants of, and a lot of them I don't think were relevant either. No. But that's first level, and then I suppose then there was other people who were, why didn't you ask this? Why didn't you ask? why didn't you send in that question then? Do you know, like, obviously out of any discussion or debate, some other additional questions, that's the beauty of free country and free speeches, you know?
Yeah.
Other questions will come out of this, and other questions will, again, deviate from how we find the process and so on.
But so there was a shadow being cast on us for signing up for the DMU.
Yeah.
Now, I know a lot of people in the DARE community have signed up for this, but how can we speak honestly on it or have any sort of inside information if we don't sign up?
Yeah.
We're speaking on something that we know nothing about.
Nothing about.
And there's a lot of that seems to be happening recently.
So then, there was a suggestion, I think it's from the same person, but look, we'll
Is this my admirer?
I think, well, I'm glad he likes you, man.
So, just to clarify, right, I have a little secret admirer. He's an avid listener to the podcast.
Yeah.
He doesn't really miss an episode.
No.
Yeah. Now, he likes to come on their fake Facebook pages. He's putting himself in as, what's the man's name? Nice man in their community. Tom
Nolan.
Nolan.
I actually contacted Tom Nolan to see if it was him.
Yeah.
Which I knew it wasn't, but just to let him know that there was somebody pertaining to be him on Facebook.
He's not taking a keen interest in me. He said, no, I'm flattered. So, I mean, I can only presume
That's why they call you Beautiful Rob, man.
it's of a sexual nature, because I've never met the chap. I don't even know his name, because he keeps on putting it under.
I can't blame him, man. Look, you're a good looking dude. We call you Beautiful Rob for a reason, man.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? So you're amenable to all sexes, but
Right, we'll skip on that.
let's skip on.
All right.
But yeah, so out of that, like, and just so that everyone is under no illusions, right? We have both permissions in Wicklow. We had said that if we had one more permission, either side of either of our lands, that would be the capacity. We've always said that. Like, as in, so that ideally beside them, so when we go up, that if we were after pushing our area, that we could hunt the area beside it. Now, that's never transpired. And given what's happened in some of our areas with, like, cause you used to have adjoining land on the land we had, and that was bought over. So that's why we always have said that, look, ideally that would be brilliant. But that's not going to happen because that's in a big estate now and that's all done and dusted. But we're happy and content with the land that we have. I'm going to speak personally from my perspective here, just so everyone's clear. I do not want another 1,000, 2,000, 5,000, 6,000, 10,000 acres to shoot. We don't do this from a commercial aspect.
Now, I'll argue two sides of this coin.
Go on.
I don't want that, right? Because one, I have a full-time job. Doing this podcast, believe it or believe it not, there's actually a lot of work that goes into this stuff. It's like a second job. And then I like to hunt and fish and spend time with my child. So I wouldn't be able to do the farmer a justice on even on 1,000 acres, an extra 1,000. But I can see it from a commercial shooting standpoint. They have
a vested interest in that. So if you're shooting to for a few bob or whatever, then obviously it's in your interest to try and we cannot accumulate more land. Now, as of yet, and just to give you an update, we both signed up for the DMU at different times for a specific reason. So we see in terms of timelines if they vary. So I signed up, I think, a month or two after you, or maybe 2 months after.
I initially signed up to get talking to them. To try get them on the podcast. And then you signed up after the fact. Yeah.
I think pretty much the same thing happened. I think give or take a month after, or a couple of weeks after we signed up, we got a phone call. I got a phone call, I think, last week or the week before, from a girl, a lovely lady in the office, to say that, just to verify all my details. That was it.
And I've got lots of people making contact now saying, I got contacted.
Exactly, I was talking to Christy Malloy, he got the same thing. He was just keeping us abreast of how he was getting on. You have a few other people contacting you.
Yeah.
So, like, that's as much as I know about the process. Now, if we go back to speaking to Mick Craven, it's quite clear that the DMU has zero power in giving permission to hunters like me and you.
Yeah.
Would that be your take on it?
Yeah. Well, it's not my take. That's what the man went on record and said.
So So in terms of this is probably what the uneducated opinion is, right? In terms of it's a land grab. If that is the case, what is happening here is the DMU is getting permission without the hunters knowing on the land under the guise of the DMU. I can't see how that would functionally work. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm just being a conspiracy theorist from the other side of the table.
Tell me how it could work.
I don't know, man, but obviously there's either 3 men or 1 man that thinks that is possible.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I don't know. So if they would like to explain how that, they obviously know more than what we are after being told. Absolutely, we would love to hear evidence or of the same. Because then we can go back to the guys and say, "Hold on a minute here. Here's the podcast here. This is what you said.
Yeah,
and this is what is now happening."
Yeah,
right.
But, yeah. So, what night was it? It was the night that fake account started throwing jazz our way, and we were arguing back and forth. Before we twigged it was a fake account, but Paul Callan contacted me. I had a couple of drinks in me, and sure, poor Paul, I was on full rant mode, and he was like, fuck it, don't mind them. But I was saying exactly that. If someone can give us any solid evidence, like I even said, I'll drive to them, I'd meet them.
Yeah.
Show me your evidence, and we'll put it to the lads in Farm Relief Services. But as it stands, I don't see any evidence, zero.
And that's the thing. So like we can only comment on stuff that is factual
Not
and correct.
speculation.
And if somebody wants to come on record, as in come on live on a podcast and say on record that they have evidence of this or this happened, absolutely, my man. Now I won't be standing over it. It'll be
Whoever.
the same way as Mick Craven come on. He stood over his words in terms of that. We can only take that as being until we've evidence from a different nature, you know?
Yeah, and all we are really is a conduit for passing information.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to say we're the news, but it's sort of something similar.
Kind of like that, yeah. It's just, it keeps the person, because again, before I was in the podcast, right, all this information was going over my head, dude. So I was only picking up incorrect, poorly worded information off different Facebook pages that change on the regular. Do you know what I'm saying? So, and you're just kind of dipping in and out, and you're picking these little slices of, and you're saying, "Oh Jesus, I didn't know that," and you're taking that as being. So all we're doing is we're getting the people who know better than us and who are involved in it on and letting them explain this is what from their side. Now, if somebody else wants to come on the other side and say, "No, that's not the way it is," grant.
Yeah,
absolutely. But again, I found I would be, and I'm going to speak about Mick Craven now. And again, first time meeting the man. In fairness to him, I find him obviously I'm not involved in the army, but I find him a stereotypical army man.
Take it easy now.
No,
yes,
straight to the point. No bullshit. No, and I mean that in the positives. I would be genuinely shocked if a man of his caliber and standing would come on a fucking podcast and state something that he believed was infactual. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'd be of the same mindset.
And I'm not here to kiss his ass or anything like that.
Rub his belly.
The man is well capable of looking after himself.
Yeah.
And well capable of answering any questions.
Yeah.
My father used to tell me, no, he didn't. So the common thing was, there's no such thing as a silly question. My outfit had, and this is exactly what this man's father should have told him. No, don't mind the question. There's none of them fucking stupid ones, all right?
Yeah.
That's what my father used to say. And he used to say as well, mistakes. I don't mind no mistake, but I hate them fucking stupid ones.
Yeah.
So there you go. Just don't make a mistake. And don't ask a stupid question, do you know?
I really hope that the podcast that we've done with the two lads has been informative for people and has made people either sit in the fence side against it or sign up to it, because at least you're informed.
And I want to again clarify, I am not saying that everyone should agree with what is my personal opinion, and we've tried to stay impartial to it, as best we can. It's hard to stay impartial when, I suppose, when you're asking a question, you're getting a factual, concerted answer, and for instance, if there was somebody after sending a document to prove some of the stuff we're after talking about, and I was asking him a question, it would be easy to stay impartial then, because you're saying no, this is here and that's there. So we've 50% on each side, so you can kind of stay in the middle. But if a man is just saying, no, I'm not after land, all we're doing is trying to correlate. I think as well that's one of the points that is the correlation of all this data and information in terms of.
There doesn't seem to be anyone else doing that.
No.
So that in itself is well worth an exercise in doing.
I know Hams, has the thing for culture and stuff, but I think the end game has to be at some point, because to fight any kind of fight in terms of, be it for hunting or hunting rights or hunting arguments, we need to have verifiable, correct data and information. I think that's the key to it, and I think Ireland, we've been blessed that we can literally go out our back door in any part of the country. Once you have permission as a farmer, you can go and hunt. That's still there. That hasn't changed. Probably what has changed is there's probably a little bit of framework around it. The question, I suppose, I still ask is where all of this. So where, in an ideal world, will we be in 10 years in terms of deer management? You know what I'm saying? I'd love to know, is there a global ball or a sphere where somebody's looking into and saying, right, we're going to have manageable deer numbers. There's going to be a database of hunters. There's going to be an end user for the meat. There's going to be coolers around the country. I'd love to see that as being. I'd like to think that that's the way it's going to go. So it's easier for hunters around the country to access chillers and coolers. And again, if people go back in the podcast, I was one of the skeptics in terms of the courses, that were being run.
Yeah, I would have been as well when I was outside of it. But after doing it, right, one, I did learn. I didn't walk away not have learning nothing. I did learn something on it. And on top of that, I got to see beginners weapon handling, safety aspects, and it is needed from a safety standpoint.
Absolutely. Look, if you take it, because I was taking it from my perspective, I still argue the point, right, that if you've been hunting for a certain amount of years, and hunting deer with a deer license, I don't think you should.
But you don't have to.
Yeah, but say to shoot on cultural land, you need to have it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I could imagine that will become more and more prevalent. You know what I'm saying? Eventually everyone will have to do it, I presume, to access the deer license. I would imagine.
I don't think they'll go back retrospectively. If you want on to Quilcha lease, Quilcha have a certain standard. That's all this is a standard of weapons handling and knowledge about different species. I can understand that.
Yeah, absolutely. There's probably two sides to that, and we could probably debate that. You know what I'm saying? But I suppose I've been on record as saying, I don't understand. And then I spoke to you after you doing the course, and now I'm going to do the course for no other reason, because I've no inclination to go on a culture leash as of yet. When the kids are a little bit older, I have a little bit more time, I might go on a lease for a species of deer that I don't have access to here, or whatever, that I can't get permission on.
Well, I put this to you, right? If you're a landowner, you had a large swathe of land, and a young fella rocked up.
Yeah.
Here, can I shoot? You don't know this fella, he's not a local, but you like him. Yeah, he's a nice chap. But I don't know at what level he's at. Now, if he turned up it, I have the HCAP or equivalency done. At least you can go, right, he has some standard.
Yeah.
Like, that would put my mind at ease if I was a landowner. Now, I'm not a landowner. because I don't have a penny.
I
But
know.
if I was,
Yeah, no, 100%. I get that. I suppose that's the beauty of opinions, and we're big enough, man,
yeah,
and obviously thick enough to admit when, like, I can change my opinion. I don't have to always hold the one. I can be, if somebody puts a good enough debate for the other side, I'll absolutely take it on board and say, yeah. And like that, I've spoken to you about the course. We're not big headed enough to know. There's only one or two people in the country, actually in the world, man, in terms of hunting, who know it all.
Yeah.
We're not one of them, you know.
Yeah, long shot.
So like that's the thing. So every day you go out with somebody different. We go to Hungary, we learn so much. You know what I'm saying? We go to England, we learn another little bit.
Yeah.
We go down to Yanis, we are learning a little bit. You know, I guarantee you, no matter what hunter you go out with, yeah, you'll always pick up some little tip, trick. You know what I mean?
Just something that they do slightly different, and it might work for you, might not work for you.
And on the other side, we'd hope that through the podcast, other people pick up little things that they can use in their hunting. Don't make some of the mistakes we made and all that kind of stuff. So my opinion is slightly changing. I can completely understand if you're a 50 or 60-year-old hunter, you've been hunting deer for the last 20, 30 years, and now you're looking at this and I feel I have to get this course. You know what I'm saying? So I can understand that side of it.
Oh, 100%. I can understand that frustration. But if you don't want on a quilty lease and you have, like, normally the older lads have their established swathe of land.
Yeah.
Yeah? So they don't need it. And nor should they have to do it, because they could probably teach us a thing or two.
They can probably teach the people teach it. Do you know what I'm saying? And that's fair enough. So I can understand both sides of the argument. I don't have to pick a side and be all in on one side, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And double down and all that kind of stuff. In terms of what's to gain from the DMU, as of yet, we're still open to that. This is only early days. So if in 6 months' time or a year's time, the parameters change and things start to change, absolutely, I'll be saying to myself, or saying on the podcast, here, this is the way I thought it was going, but it's going this way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm well within my right to do that. There's no fucker in this wide earthly world that can convince me that my opinion, I'm not entitled to it. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, 100%.
And I'm entitled to change it.
So, I completely agree that you're entitled to change your opinion. Like everyone is. But at the moment, like I said, there's only one argument in town. Yeah, there's only one crowd coming forward, officially going on record and stating facts. Not one other person has been able to come forward with any evidence. Evidence, not hearsay.
Yeah.
Evidence. And until that happens, I suppose we have to take the lads at their word.
Correct. Now, we're happy enough that that's drawn a line.
Drawn a line on there. Jesus
I have a
Christ.
pain in me. Talking about, man. Because like that, going back to time, man, we haven't got out hunting since the last time we shot a couple up in Wicklow. That's nearly, over 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. Because we've been doing podcasts.
And editing and
running around,
videos and
trying to set up new episodes.
Yeah. So, anyway, that's where that is.
Talking about new episodes, we have someone coming on.
We surely do.
And to be honest, it'll be good to get his perspective. He's a different game than us.
Yeah. And that's what we're trying to do, is try and shine light. And again, there's people already saying they don't agree with the commercial side of it. And that's fine too. Grant, like that's you're 100% you're right.
Now, I can understand that as well, right? The commercial side, they're taking up huge swathes of land and they're shooting the shit out of everything. However, we would never have got to go on guided hunting trips overseas. Is that Noel? No, it's not. That's Marco. Unless there was commercial shooting available in these countries. Not to mention the amount of tourism it brings into it.
Without a doubt. And like what you said, I think I commented this morning, I can't be a hypocrite saying I don't agree with it, and then I'm going over to England to shoot something, or going over to Hungary and something. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It just wouldn't be possible without guided. I definitely think, and again, I'm going back to early days in the podcast. I remember I've never met Norman in the flesh. I'm sorry. We just introduced the man. Norman Mulvaney, Irish Safaris. We've had Norman on a couple of times in the podcast. I've always found him to be very engaging, very interesting.
And one thing I would say is, from the very start of the podcast, when we had nothing, no listeners, or the man came on the show.
He sponsored the yearly hunts.
And he got involved in some of the competitions and
that's what I mean, the competitions.
Yeah. But he actually got involved in some of the challenges and stuff himself. So, So, again, I can no more than myself. If somebody has a different opinion or a personal opinion, that's your personal opinion. Here's the bell, Marco.
There's Marco.
And Marco's just going to come on.
Yeah, he's looking for money off me.
He has the pocket open. He knows well. Every time we go in here, there's a ball of money left on the counter.
We might cut it and come back, will we?
We're going to cut it there, right?
Yeah.
So we're going to cut it right
with Norman. Introducing Norman. Yeah? All right. Perfect. Boom.
We're back. Yeah, so we're talking about Norman Mulvaney Irish Safaris. So we're actually going to go up to Norman. We're going to share a hunt. What we're hoping to do is have a little bit of a chat before we go out. Share a hunt with him. I've never got to hunt with Norman. I remember Brenny back in the day got to hunt and shot a lovely stag up there. And Brenny only had good things to say about him. So delighted to meet him in the flesh. And we're hoping to frame this one around hunting tourism. And the benefits of hunting tourism to rural economies like the one that Norman operates in. I think Norman's in around Hackettstown or in around that area. So, and he has hunting all over Wicklow and the East Coast. So that's, I suppose, what we're hoping to maybe chat. I was chatting to Norman in terms of maybe chatting with a couple of people in around,
the community,
business owners, restaurant owners, stuff like that. So, and just to try and dabble into similar what we did in terms of the DMU stuff, where we speak to somebody third hand from a different perspective.
And who it actually affects and who benefits from it.
Yeah.
Because it's well and good us taking Norman's word for it, but when you're actually talking to the establishment owner, they can give you a different
It becomes more real, It becomes more real. And I think when we were speaking to that farmer last week in terms of from the farmer perspective, and I had a load of questions I wanted to throw at him, and then the emotion, like he got a motive which I completely understood. I was like, I have to try and back off here a little bit because I was going to challenge certain things like the TB stuff, how, not challenge it, but ask the question, is it conclusive? You know what I'm saying? I haven't seen any the reports, from the other side, you know what I'm saying? So it was just, but then I said, no, this is too close to the bone here, man. It's and you have to respect the personal stuff as well. So in terms of who we'll be speaking to, we'll see the pros and cons of hunting tourism and what it brings to, because like rural Ireland is struggling at the best of times. Farming is under pressure a lot of the time, especially small farming. You have small shops closing down, small rural pubs closing down, B&Bs, all that kind of jazz.
All of that. So it'll be good and I wouldn't mind getting his opinion on deer numbers in Wicklow and the new classification on Sika deer by Europe. I wouldn't mind touching base with him and his thoughts on that. Should they be eradicated? Should they not?
Yeah.
And then the DMUs, is it affecting him? What's his thoughts on it?
Yeah.
If he's willing to speak about it.
Yeah, of course.
Like, he doesn't have to talk about it if he doesn't want to.
Yeah, but we'll dabble in those couple of little things. And as I said to you, there's already, there's comments both negative and positive, and we're not in this, lads, to get into any kind of personal agendas. Do you know what I'm saying? Look, I'm of the opinion, dude, if somebody has a personal opinion against somebody, Grant, that's between you and that person. You're like, there's no secret, phone numbers there and all that kind of stuff. Talk to each other and sort it out like men, or
don't.
Yeah. Whatever you want to. But
I wouldn't mind. Like, we've ranted now about a couple of different topics and it all seems negative. But if I'm being honest, holistically as a hunting community, I've met more nice, decent people than I have sausages.
Yeah. The sausages remind me of the anti-hunters. Those
they
people in fox
much,
masks. You know what I'm saying?
As much damage.
We just want to create, like, we want to bang a really loud drum with no sensor mean to it, but we didn't do it. So it's like people with fox masks. You know what I mean? Like, going around talking nonsense and genuinely that's what. But they get all the attention. which is what they want, obviously. So
They don't really, because they're known as well. So, like, they might get attention from one or two little groupies, but the overall community.
no, but that's what I'm saying. I suppose we give air to a lot. Whereas, like this week, all right, to put it in perspective, I'd say we've got 50 or 60 positive messages.
Yeah.
Correct?
And I haven't focused on any of them.
No.
I focused in on the
that's what I mean. So that it's the same as the anti-hunters. You know, there's a couple of fucking fools in fox masks outside the Dáil banging drums, and the media's all on them, but it's not on the hundreds of thousands of people that support hunting. So let's focus on the good people. You know.
Yeah.
Is that it?
That's it.
So every time, what we're going to do is, every time any of these fools comes up, just going to block them, delete them, comment. So it's we were always of the opinion we'll give everyone airtime. We're not giving airtime to sausages.
Yeah, no sausages allowed.
No, we're going vegan.
Yeah. Here's the thing, it's quite easy to know a fake page because they pop on with no followers, no posts, just a name. So
grand.
Yeah.
That's enough about them now.
Right.
Fuck me.
For that.
So yeah, looking forward to that one with Norman. That's coming up. We're hoping to have, I want to have somebody from the Horse and Hound community on, Amanda, and I've it's my fault. I was supposed to get back to her a good while ago, and I want to try and line up a couple of dates that'll suit.
Don't forget East Coast taxidermy.
We have to get out to East Coast.
Another one.
Yeah, and I really want, because again, he was doing a showcase of some of his work there over the last couple of weeks. Phenomenal looking work, and I really want to get up and have a look. So I leave you in command of East Coast. I'll deal with Amanda. We'll both line up them two.
Okay.
And we'll get them.
Yeah. And we have Paul, hopefully if the weather stays right, on Lambay in March. So, look, we've a couple of different guests, different aspects of the field sports lined up. So stay tuned. This should be interesting.
And we've Neil, hopefully. Now, we didn't, I just noticed there, we're doing Neil with the schools, right?
Oh, yeah.
Right. That's with the hawks and birds of prey in schools.
Yeah.
And that's coming up.
When I say he has some amount of knowledge.
Yeah.
Like,
I've only met him once.
Yeah, and he doesn't, he's not one of these lads roaring and shouting about how much he knows, but if you spend any time with him, little snippets come out of, like, you could be talking about anything. Oh, that's and they have an area of, and this is why, this is how they feed. He was a gamekeeper for years in the UK and then Ireland. He has been part of Slane Shoot for donkey's years. So he has a lot, like, he fucking run rings around myself and yourself.
Well, now,
I'm going to get him on.
So there's a couple of aspects that's exciting for me. Obviously, we're going into the schools. We're going to be showcasing a different side of hunting in terms of hunting with birds, because that's what Neil does. Well, he does a form of hunting of what would you say?
Bird management with birds.
With birds, yeah.
So it's predominantly airports that he looks after. So there's no bird strikes on planes.
But
the theory is still the same.
Yeah, and that feeds into there's the hunting community here has quite a large following actually with hawks. So it's going to be our first dip in the water with birds of prey utilised in hunting in whatever format.
And all the different important mechanisms on different types of birds.
Yeah.
He's involved in all of them because the airfields take in a huge population of different species.
Yeah.
And he's marking and recording every time he goes out. I was out with him and he stops the van, takes a note, and then he collates that and sends it into different reporting streams.
Wow.
So it's very interesting.
And I think we talked about, because I met him just briefly a couple of years back, and you just know by him, he's what would you say, in comparison to what we're just been talking about, understated, but would buy and sell people in terms of knowledge.
Yeah.
You just know by he's one of those type of people. There's about 50 different layers to this man.
Yeah, he's shy enough now, so I mightn't be able to coerce him on, but I'm going to try my best.
Yeah, we'll. That's what I was started to say. I kind of announced it on the thing, but I didn't.
He didn't actually get his okay.
No, so sorry about that, Neil.
But I'm really looking forward, because I think the schools, the kids will get a kick out of this.
The three schools are involved: Tremahan National School, Newtown National School, and St. Mark's Special School. All three on board. We're hoping to get around to all three.
Yeah.
And we've a couple of little prizes and bits and pieces to hand out, and just to get the kids involved. And I suppose, look, with all the negative stuff, this is a hugely positive thing for both for the podcast, but it's more especially for the kids.
But do you think we should bring in deer heads and explain the different species?
I think we should.
Yeah.
I think we should, because that's as close up as a lot of people will ever get to a set of antlers, you know?
Yeah.
So I think that's what we'll try and do that. And look, down the line, actually, when we're talking to East Coast, we might try and line that up before, and maybe he might have some birds we could borrow off him. You know what I'm saying for schools. You know,
Yeah.
because neither of us have any birds taxidermied.
No, none. Which I actually have a freezer full of birds I want to get taxidermied.
Same as so. Yeah, we'll start to get that correlated now. And aside from that, then I want to touch base with Neil in terms of I've been actually starting to go through archive videos of old gamekeeping methods over in the UK. So obviously, since we came back from the UK, I'm utilising TikTok for some benefit. So I'm going down a rabbit hole now.
Yeah.
Because I was watching the gamekeeper and they were taking a couple of feathers out of the hens. And I was like, why is he doing that? He only takes a couple, and that's to keep them there for a couple of weeks. And I was, why is he doing that? So now I've watched, episode number 9. I've now started to go back.
And linking them together.
Because I want to try and take a couple of tips from our own, how we can improve our own setup and so on. So
he'd be another good man to talk to in relation to that. Between himself and Tom would be a good fella to talk about.
Oh, stop. They'll come over and they'll kind of laugh.
Yeah, and they'll just go on the beer. So we're just out of Lakelands. I'm after purchasing a day-night scope. I'm led to believe you can't shoot deer with the day portion of the day scope, so that's at the round of my little plans. Now I'm still going to I'm going to ask the guards that question.
Yeah,
it seems a bit ridiculous.
I think as far as I'm aware, and again I stand to be corrected, and there's going to be a barrage of people saying yes, no, and we might actually put a question up on the thing. But as far as any digitally assisted equipment is illegal or prohibited to use while hunting deer.
Now that you say that,
it makes kind of sense.
A bell for some reason.
Look, it makes sense. Obviously, you can't use thermal and all that kind of stuff. So the if that was the case, what you'd have people at last light just switching into the night version.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's where it would kill it. So
well, unless you have a section for it.
Unless you have a section, of course. Yeah. But and of course you and me do actually have a section.
Yeah.
So yeah, although that's a different scenario. We can cross that bridge when we want to.
Yeah.
All we have to do is find some time to go hunting. I want to just touch on something very small. Are you happy with that, by the way, before we move on? Let's go.
But I used it in the UK. I was very impressed with it. I only looked through it there in the shop. It looks like it's in good nick. All the functions are working on it. So at the moment I am.
And you're going in for your licence on that now.
Yeah.
So obviously it's a restricted firearm, as we all know. So there's a separate licence required for them. So we'll talk you through the process and how you find that as it goes.
Yeah, how difficult, how amenable the guards are. Yeah, sure, we'll talk you through that as how it goes. That sentence didn't make sense. I thought through it as it goes.
I know. Look, people know us by now, man. They're not here for good, articulate English language. They're going to get what they're going to get. Yeah, in terms of the club work, the club AGM is on tonight.
Is that on tonight? Yeah,
that's on tonight. So we have to renominate the committee.
Mm-hmm.
The committee. So yeah, we'll be doing that tonight. And we've actually had a Kildare Federation meeting last week. Obviously, I'm been nominated as Youth Development Officer again for Kildare, and I've been nominated in my absence as PRO, so Public Relations Officer. Now, come on now, you don't want me. You know,
he's been barred off Facebook more times.
Yeah. So, but anyway, that's what I am. So, and of course, we're there's actually some really cool stuff coming in. So, we're hoping to do a little pull up.
Sorry, yeah.
It's a billboard, like a stand.
Yeah, like a media stand.
Media stand, yeah. So, doing a media stand for bringing around to schools and stuff, as part of the youth development stuff, and also for our own meetings, just add a lovely air of professionality about it, and formality when we're having our AGMs and EGMs, and if the lads want to, if they're doing presentations and just talks now, bringing in people for vermin talks and so on, all that kind of stuff. I think it'll help. So I put it out to the floor. Can everyone send me in some nice pictures, photographs? I got one.
Okay. Sometimes you're better off knowing something, and then it's all you. Like,
Well, it's going to be me all over it, man.
yeah, no, yeah.
20 pictures of me. No, it won't be. I have some nice, in fairness, some nice photographs in terms of just kids up at the pens. There's release of birds, all that kind of stuff. So we'll have to.
Yeah, we'll collect a couple more pictures. There, you could put that out to people listening, people in
Kildare,
yeah,
yeah,
NARGC, that they could send in pictures.
Yeah, absolutely. That's not a bad shout. So I might just do that. There's loads of stuff to do. And then down to the national AGM down in Kerry on the 8th of March.
It's looking busy enough, 8, and then we're looking at only a couple of days later going over to the island.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's busy enough. Now, what we're going to do now is we're going to go do a bit of clay pigeon shooting.
We are.
Pick up the paperwork, and then will we come back again?
We'll come back again to let
Sorry
you know
about the stoppy-starty.
by how many shots I'm after winning this little competition we're going to have.
Wouldn't surprise me. After the driven shoot in the UK, I need more practice.
Definitely. Let's go do it, man.
Taught you.
We're back in the van.
Back in the van again.
I have my new stick.
Anto bought himself a new gentleman type of stick. He just keeps hitting me with it.
Yeah, and there's a bit of a hook in it as well, so I can grab lads by the throat if I need to. That is, no, I wouldn't do that. But it does have the shape of an owl neck about it. You know, it reminds you of one of them outfits at the bar years ago. They used to have to walk a stick and they give you a rap of it going by if you were too loud. Or did you ever see that one of them? No. No, there was a few of them around my neck once. Yeah, they give you a smack of it there going by. They didn't like the look of you. You know? So I'm going to be one of them outfits now up at the bar. Give me a stick, go in there, and if you don't like the look of somebody, just give me a little tap in the arse.
I must have got about 4 or 5 slaps of it already.
They did, yeah. It kind of has a mind of its own, man. It just wants to do it. But we shot like shite there, man.
Yeah, that wasn't. You wouldn't be bragging about that. So we just did a 50 bird each. Went into the compact area, and I was very surprised how bad we were.
Terrible. The first 25 each, man. I think we were in single digits. Well, I was in single digits anyway.
Yeah, no, I was as well. And
terrible.
I was sort of convincing myself. Sorry if you can hear all the wind in the van as we're driving. I was sort of convincing myself when we were in the UK, it's because I didn't have my own shotgun, that I wasn't cleaning up on the driven shoot.
Yeah.
But today I had my own shotgun, and I didn't touch anything. Zero excuses. So I have to get back into clay pigeon shooting a bit.
Do you know what I find with clay shooting? Obviously, I have a unique kind of a style when I go shooting, right? But then when I try and deviate from that, when I try and do it a bit more conventional, I go all kinds of backwards. Yeah. So then I revert to a kind of hybrid version of Anto / some sort of conventional. So then I go hit and a miss. But look, towards the end, we did pull it back a little bit towards the end, in fairness, you know.
Yeah, there's no saving that.
Yeah, it was
right. Our percentages increased slightly, but we were still fucking.
No, we were all kinds of terrible. I haven't shot clays since the competition last year.
Neither have I.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
So
as you can't be good at something that you're not practicing.
No, exactly.
Now there's some fucking exceptions to the rule. No, Dicko.
Yeah.
He doesn't go out and shoot maybe for 2 years, and then he goes out and he's right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's lads that just have that knack of it. You could imagine where he'd be if he did actually practice. Yeah.
It would just drive me on to practice more because he's never going to be better than me. Look, before we broke, we were talking about Norman, and maybe we were a little bit negative, and maybe we're guilty of that in recent podcasts.
Yeah.
Just because, I'm not saying the bigger we get, but it's grown. Isn't that fair? We're getting a little bit more negative attention of, if in fairness, a very, very
small minority.
Small group.
Look, I don't think we're alone there. I think the majority of people who are trying to do right for the hunting community have received the same kind of bile and stuff off the same people. So, look, we have to go back to our ethos. We do this for the hunting community as a whole, hunting, field sports, country sports.
The love of the sport.
Exactly, yeah.
But just before we jump back on, we actually got a message.
Yeah.
Mike.
Yeah, just wanted to give him a quick shout out. I'm just going to...
There and find that.
Mike Butler
sent us a A lovely message.
A beautiful one. But basically, look, he's a hunting and fishing man. And I won't read his whole message, but like literally, he just said that he wanted to thank us for kind of, in his words, lighting a fire under his arse, getting back into the love of the game and trying to rejuvenate the small little club that they have and try and utilise a few of the ideas that, we utilise in our own scenarios to kind of push stuff forward and bring the club back to life,
He also called us the two Johnnies of the hunting world.
Yeah,
I like that.
Two Johnnies, all right.
Two players.
If that's what I'd say, there's a lot of people saying that that's what our fathers should have fucking worn.
Yeah,
then they wouldn't have to listen to the pair of us.
Well, sometimes we do forget that there's more good listeners than negative.
There is, and
I'd be guilty of focusing in on them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to starve that fire of oxygen. I'm not going to pay that any more attention.
Right, so this is going to be a deal.
Just block everyone.
This is going to be a deal, right? Fuck free speech.
Yeah.
Any of them idiots, we're not going to fucking listen to. Just block them, all right? So is that okay? We're not going to get into any kind of personal insults or slaying anyone. Sort it out yourselves. We're going to concentrate on the good stuff. We're going to concentrate on the good people doing the good work all around the country.
Yeah, youth development, all that type of stuff.
Yeah, exactly. All right?
Yeah.
And if anyone has an issue with that,
don't write to us, because we're not going to respond
back. All right? So, yeah. And I'm delighted with my stick. I'm going to put up a little picture there because I got a lovely little picture there. They look good with the picture.
Look good. Point
at lake
lads.
Yeah, that was good. I like it.
We never actually... The whole reason we went today was about your rifle.
I know.
And we never even mentioned it.
But in fairness to Marco, he did say that Niall was dealing with that.
Okay.
So either Niall or Davey. So I don't know. I didn't want to...
We'll call up on a Saturday. It's the easiest thing to do.
Now, just when we're there, it's after highlighting a hidden desire in me.
You need a side-by-side.
I need a side-by-side. There was a nice gentleman we got talking to in there. You always meet a few nice people down there.
You do, yeah.
And again, he does a bit of hunting. He was telling us a bit of rough shooting. But he has traditions, goes out hunting with the brother on the 1st of November and 1st of September on the ducks, the last day of the duck season, and they make a big pot of stew. And, do you know what I mean? And he's after a side-by-side, an AYA.
Am I on the right road?
Yeah, you sure are.
Okay.
And, yeah.
An AYA number 2.
Number 2.
He's chasing. He's actually a very nice fella. I know we only talked to him for a couple of minutes, but he was a nice fella.
Yeah, you could taste the enthusiasm off him. It was just that kind of... It's always infectious. But yeah, I held it. Now,
a Pearly.
Yeah, a nice shotgun.
Yeah, no. Pricey,
yeah. It was six grand. Yeah, 6 grand. But yeah.
You pick up a Silverhawk, Beretta Silverhawk, which is a lovely side-by-side. Some similar handling to that for about 2.
Yeah.
Like a second hand one.
Yeah, something like that. My dream is, I have loads of dreams, but this is another one. I'll have that there, bring it out on the 1st of November, shoot one bird with it every year. Alright, longest tail, heaviest bird, in the bag, rock up, get me trophy, picture with me shotgun, and I'll back in the cabinet till next year. Alright?
Yeah.
That's my dream. There's nobody going to stop me.
The only thing, I find it infectious every time I go into Lakelands because they have such a huge stock of guns and sexy guns at that as well. Lots of second-hand stuff and nice, but I always walk out with an urge for, maybe, do I need one of them break barrel rifles? I think I need one of them.
Yeah.
You nearly fucking convince yourself.
Now I do. We got a message actually in during the week from one of the lads. Let me see, and I'm just going to again quickly flick back through it.
What's it roughly about what you're looking for?
It's about driven boar shooting, and that's because that your break action.
Break action? No, I wouldn't be using that.
No, I know, but your man we follow, Hans.
The German.
Yeah.
Fella. Franz Halbeck.
Yeah, that was called Hans Franz Halbeck. He has one of those, and every time I
look at driven boar shooting, I always think of him, and then I put the two together and all that.
I think he's a 3-shot or 4-shot
Yeah.
break action.
Yeah. But, yeah, this Ben Howlett. Ben, thanks a million for the messages. You're after, again, lighting a fire. Those are some of the pictures, look. He shot 8 boar this year.
Where was that?
I think in the Czech Republic. He's in a special group that goes over there every year.
Ben, we're special. If you want to add us to that special group,
Yeah.
all sorts of special.
And he actually shot a Kyler this year as well.
Oh, did he? Very nice.
So he's getting tusks sent back. So, yeah, can't wait to see that, Ben. And fair play to you. Thanks a million for the messages. It's cool. The pictures are deadly. And he has some lovely videos as well there. So I'll show you them later on.
Yeah, we might bang one or two of them up or something.
We will do.
I suppose.
But that's what I'm thinking. That's what gives me a draw. Yeah. We have to try and organise a driven shoot.
Yeah. Just where to do it. And
yeah. So if anyone has contacts in driven shooting on the continent, we might just want to have a little peep at that and see can we put something together.
Yeah, that's a big bucket list for me.
Yeah.
And I still remember I was banging on about South Africa. Now I still want to go to South Africa.
Yeah.
But then I start thinking about New Zealand. You know, New Zealand, you can just apply for a hunting license. Did you know that?
Go on, tell me.
And then you can go shoot any public lands.
Okay.
You know, like, there's no guides. So you just
now.
we'll probably get lost in the mountains.
Letting us out and telling us here you are, go out there and shoot whatever you want to shoot.
But it's that.
Yeah.
I was talking to Stevie White there during the week, and he was talking me through it. It doesn't seem like, bar the flights, I mean, geographically where it is in the world, but other than that, it seems fairly relaxed.
And that reminds me, we have to have Stevie back on again.
He's
a world of knowledge, Stevie.
We'll get him back on for a waffle.
Yeah, we can have a bit of a slagging match there with him as well. So you know a lot of stuff about him that I wouldn't know.
I've lots
of secrets on Stevie.
But yeah, he might even go again. I've no idea.
Yeah, no.
He even said he'd give us the locations where he hunted.
Very good. Very good. So, but I think we've a bit more shooting. We can kind of start to make our way across that side.
Yeah.
We've a lot of hunting to do on the continent and all that kind of stuff now. So, yeah. Let's go do it.
I think that's it, yeah.
I think that's a wrap.
Yeah.
So, apologies for all the giving out today. This is the last of the giving out now. And if we start giving out again...
Till next week.
All right, next week, yeah.
Yeah, so we'll see you shortly.
Over and out.
Over and out.